Hey gamers, it's Kwing here. How y'all doing? It's time for another Game Nights video review. This time on the chopping block is The Saint for the Wii. Now the story for this game is based after the Chinese folktale of the Monkey King, but it's a Japanese spin-off, so think kind of like Dragon Ball. And yes, Dragon Ball Z is a retelling of the Chinese folklore. Anyway, the main character for this game is Son Goku and his friend, I forget her name. Goku is one arrogant, typical anime character that loves to fight and proves that he's the best in the universe, just like Goku. The Saint is a 2D side-scrolling Wii shooter with some Mode 7 stages thrown in for good measure, or bad. The game has up to 5 zany levels, where at the end of each chapter, you fight a larger-than-life boss, and I really mean that. After which, more lame moving picture cutscenes, and blah blah blah. The Saint does have a free play feature, and it does even keep high scores. I know, high scores. That's like so 1980s. It also allows you to play with a friend, which is the only fun you will have playing that, and even that is limited. So, how does one sum up the gameplay? It sucks. Or in layman's terms, it's terrible. And also, if you've played one side-scrolling shooter, then frankly you've played them all. No, I'm really serious. This game only has one button to fire, and that's it. You hold the controller NES style, and occasionally, only rarely, the player will be able to pick up a new power-up, and you can pick between 2 power-ups. These power-ups vary, but they are very powerful. Although what's funny is it's pointless to even get them, because as soon as you die, well, your powers are gone. So it follows the same formula as the classic shooters like R-Type. The gameplay doesn't suffer when playing with the second person either, but the game suffers enough for you playing it. The reason this game is terrible is the game engine itself is epic failure. The bosses too are so laughably easy that it's not even really funny. But what makes this game so hard is not the boss fights, it's the regular enemies themselves, because it's impossible to avoid like all the bullets coming at you. It's like the developers gave you a long health bar on purpose because they knew that you would get hit a lot. I mean, that's a slap in the face right there for classic shooter fans like myself. The major thing I have wrong with this game is the characters shoot their powers very weird-like. You will notice the staff is what gives them their powers, but they aren't shooting it out of their heads, hands, arms, or stomachs. And yes, we're getting into dangerous territory here. In fact, if we zoom in just a little bit, you can see what I'm gabbing about. This is pretty disturbing to say the least, and this proves that bad development is throughout this game. So I'm not really going to go into detail about that. You guys can use your vamped imaginations. My final reason to hate this game is that it is not released on the WiiWare, or even the DS. And the final insult to injury is this game is only a 4:3 ratio, so playing on widescreen looks like, yeah, that. This game has a few good qualities, although they are very far between. But nothing worth buying it, so don't worry about that. The music is okay for the most part, although it gets pretty bizarre later on and it doesn't fit the game at all. The art direction, however, for this game is wicked impressive, to say the least, but at the same time, it's 15 years too late. I mean, for crying out loud, they have Mode 7 stages. Mode 7! Wow, that was awesome back when F-Zero released on the Super Nintendo. Now it's like dinosaur old in gaming. Yeah, that's pretty pathetic. This developer is definitely 20 years too late at the table. If they even tried to make this game a 2D nostalgia factor or a retro feel, then they utterly failed by adding 3D effects to it, which looked terrible, by the way. The 2-player aspect of the game was fun, but the game got stale after the first 2 levels. This game is so hideous that, you want to know what? I'm not even going to rate it at all. You heard me right. This game is utter garbage and is a complete waste of my time. Therefore, it does not deserve any type of score whatsoever. This game could have suckered a lot of people out of some serious cash, and I think that if people were smart, they could have thrown this on the DSi or the WiiWare as a downloadable item. and then they could have racked up some quick cash. This game is so bad that I'm really done talking about it. So in conclusion, this game reeks, don't come within a mile of it, and I've had enough. This is Kwing saying God bless and happy gaming, folks. Thanks so much for watching this review. Please subscribe to the Game Nights channel and keep it glued here for more of my official Game Nights Kwing reviews, swags, interviews, and a whole lot more coming soon.